Good morning, you guys. Good morning. How are you? How is everyone? It is the 15th day of January of the year 2025. And there's a little part of my hair that I don't like. Anyway, it's the 15th day of January of 2025. Welcome to the Bible Study Studio. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. Now, what we have been doing since October 15th is what I have sort of titled a long, short study of the book of Revelation. And what that means is we are picking apart the book of Revelation. We are literally picking it apart verse by verse. And today, the verse that is in front of us is, the verse that we're looking at today is Revelation 3:8. Yeah, we started October 15th, and we're just now into the third chapter, 8th verse of the book of Revelation. So, the first day of this week, we read all of the message to the Church of Philadelphia. We read the entirety of that message on Monday. On Tuesday, we read that message in several translations, I believe. Well, I don't know. Okay. We also read the passage in several translations, or we read a portion of the text in several translations yesterday, and yesterday we looked at verse 7. Today we are looking at verse 8 of Revelation 3:8. And Revelation 3:8 reads as follows, and today I'm reading from the NASB version of the text, and it reads as follows. And this is Jesus speaking. I know your deeds. Behold, I have put before you an open door, which no one can shut, because you have a little power and have kept my word and have not denied my name. This is Jesus speaking. Later on today, or just in just a few minutes, I will be heading to Bible Study Fellowship with my Bible study buddy named Ann. And over there, we are in we're in chapter 9 of the book of Revelation in BSF, Bible Study Fellowship. This is our book. It's a 9-month study. So, be heading over there in just a little bit. So the question on the table today is simply, who can shut the door Jesus opens? Who can shut the door that only Jesus opens? And the answer to that question is nobody. No one can shut the door which Jesus opens. Now, let's go back to verse 7. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, he who is holy, who is true, who has the key of David, who opens and no one will shut, and who shuts and no one opens, says this. He's the door opener. And he says in verse 7 that no one can shut the doors that he opens, the door that he opens. So, no one can shut the door that the one and only Jesus opens. Also, the other day I talked about the book club portion of our study and how we are going to be looking at these 3 books in the first quarter of 2025. This month, our reading is Be Victorious. Be Victorious. And next month, our reading is this book, Revealing Revelation. And then for the month of, January, February, March. For the month of March, our reading is Blessed. So, I'm so thankful that we have the opportunity to study His Word, to read and study His Word. A lot of people are currently beginning reading through the Bible right now, but that's not us. That's not what we're doing over here. That's them. It's not us. We read through the Bible. We take a 90-day portion of the year and we read through the Bible. And then we study the Word. So, our 90-day read-through will be in the final quarter of this year. So, the question on the table today, who can shut the door Jesus opens? The answer is no one. And Jesus, answers that question in verse 7. Now, this verse, we break it down. He says, I know your deeds. I know your deeds, Philadelphia. I know what you've been doing. I know what you ain't been doing. I know your deeds. Number 2, behold, behold, behold. Number 3, I have put before you, Church of Philadelphia, an open door. Number 4, no one can shut the open door. No one can shut the open door. Number 5, the reason why I put before you this open door is because you have a little power. You have a little power. But you have kept my word and you have not denied my name. This is Jesus speaking. Once again, this is basically another list of 7 things in one verse. A list of 7 things in one verse. How do I know? Because I counted them. I wrote them down. I wrote it all down and I counted them one by one. I hope you can see it. I haven't printed it out for us to audit the text yet, but I counted them. So, no one can shut the open door that Jesus opens. And he says this most eloquently to the Church of Philadelphia. That's all I have for us today. Tomorrow, we will look at verse 9. At some point this week, we're going to have to ramp up our looky. And I guess it's going to be tomorrow, actually. So tomorrow we'll look at verse 9 and 10. And then let's see how we're going to do this. We're going to have to do a wrap up on Friday. And as of right now, we have several verses left. So tomorrow we just may have to make it longer and look at 4 verses so we get all of our reading in of this portion of the text for this week, because we are doing Salon Saturdays on Saturday. So we're no longer study. Our study day is, we have a 5-day week study because on Saturdays I am teaching through my book, The Art of Engaging the Word, every day. What is it? Let's just read it. The Art of Engaging the Word, exegetically, in an everyday expository fashion. I'm teaching through that book on Saturdays here online for the next how many ever weeks. So, tomorrow we will look we will study through verses 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Maybe. I'm going to have to rethink this. And come back tomorrow, and you will find out how we solve the dilemma of studying through the rest of this passage in a verse-by-verse fashion. You know what we can do? Actually, what we're going to do is we're just going to move the rest of this study into next week. We're still going to do it verse by verse because these verses are powerful. They have a lot in them. So tomorrow we will study through verse 9. Friday we will study through verse 10. And then we will next week do verse 11, 12, and 13. So there we have it. I hope and pray that you have a blessed day in the Lord on this very day. Thank you.